In a previous video that we did a few weeks ago on the channel, we talked about the Bitcoin with respect to um, um, the 75. It's actually 74K, right? But we call it 75K with respect to the 75K area of resistance. And you can see from the previous video here, I think this was about a month ago plus. You can see from the previous video where we marked this area here on the chart. It hadn't yet broken that resistance, and then we said that is a key area to pay attention to. And for us to try to break out of that area, we said, let me just push forward here. We said we'd like to see a pullback there, push higher, and then eventually it should break to the upside. And that was our own analysis a month plus. And then fast forward to today. After a few weeks, this is what has happened so far. So you can see clearly that this area, 74K, but we're using 75K round number, psychological round number, is very close. So this 75K area that was previously resistance is now what? Is support. So this is the next line of battle. This is the next area to pay attention to. For those that are now calling on 150, calling on 200, 250K, because the Bitcoin has now gotten to 100, then we need to now do what? Pay close attention to this 75K. Because if you are going to have your 150, 200, 250, and so on next year in the year 2025 or 2026, we would like to see price come back to this area. We should now act as support, and then we jump in for buys and then push higher. Now look at what we're able to break down from here. This is from the year 2024. So we can see from the year 2024, we had a progression, an upward movement, and then we had the channel over here that we showed you on the previous video. And then you could go back and watch the video as well. I'm going to link it in this particular video. So we had this channel here pushed higher. If you look here and you drop down to lower time frames, because we're looking at it from the weekly, you drop down to like the daily or 4 hours, you clearly see this candle touch this and then pull back to this, and then you'd have gotten your entry to push higher to this point. Now we're waiting for price to come back to this area of now untested support. But apart from that, if you are a counter trend trader, you should be looking forward to potential sell opportunities somewhere around here. One clue I would show you is look at this candle. The lows has not been tested. The lows has not been tested. The lows has not been tested. Lows has not been tested. Lows has not been tested. Very soon, based on what is happening, especially if I drop down the time frame, you should be able to see a sort of wedge in that is building up in this pattern. I'm going to show you that now. Let's drop down to the daily time frame and then we'll see exactly what we're talking about. Look at the daily time frame. We just talked about this wedge. If you look closely, this wedge, I can as well like copy this and then just push it higher in this manner. Sorry, my hand is not that straight, but I'm sure you catch the idea of what we're trying to tell you. So price pushing higher back to probably these highs or an extension in this manner, you could also add your divergence. It could be like the RSI or MACD or whatever oscillators that you want to put in. You have your divergence here. Then this here, somewhere around probably 104, 105, thereabout, should set the ball rolling for a potential drop to test this lower trend line and probably a breakout, retest, and then drop further down. All these things that we're talking about with respect to retest, it might not even retest. It might even just do what? It might just drop and then do what? All the way back to the 75K area. So these are things that we need to pay attention to when it comes to the Bitcoin. And then another scenario, another possible scenario for the Bitcoin now is that it could start to show some signs of weakness, probably just drop down to like 90K area, not to 75K, and then establish this as a new resistance and then push higher, having this as a double top or breakout, and here as a new area of support to push higher, meaning that it might even ignore the 75K. But as of now, as things stands, as we're discussing this now, 75K is the major area to pay attention to going into next year, 2025. In the next 1 week plus, the market is going to thin out, and then first week, second week, probably second week of January 2025, things should pick up a bit more. So I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Hope the video has helped you. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and then we'll see how we can help you out. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day and trade safely. Cheers.